Alicia with Sopa Productions, and this is Sopa Shorts. Today, we are here with Rhiannon, and she is the writer and director and animator of Brains for Dinner. So we're going to check that out right now, but stay tuned afterwards because we are going to talk about all the cool things and how she actually made this film. All right, enjoy. Awesome. So I have so many questions, first of all, but why don't you tell me a little bit about why you made this short piece?
Yeah, for sure. It actually started as a school project. I was doing film school at at CNM. They have a really good film program, and I really wanted to kind of make something that I could do on my own, but also something that's very, I think, me in a lot of ways. It is very inspired. Like, even though it's very short, it's very small.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I think, little Hispanic things in there.
Yes, that's why I loved this so much. I was like, that's my Wella. Yeah. She's so cute. That's
Definitely.
so cool. And so tell me a little bit more about the piece. Like, okay, I have so many questions that I want to ask you while we're watching, but let's just start with this right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is this is Wella. This is Abuela.
Yeah.
Tell me how you made this. What's this made of? What is this?
Yeah, so I think compared to other like stop motion animations, they work with like silicones or other kind of fabrics and kind of have some like metal infrastructure with inside of them.
Okay, I had no idea. I literally do not know how any of this works. So this is why I have you here.
For sure. So this is definitely not done like that at all.
Okay.
Because, it is very short. I did it for school. I definitely did it the way I knew I could do it by myself.
Yeah.
And so this is just actually polymer clay. Her eyes are seed beads, little glass seed beads.
Oh my gosh.
And her hair is wool, felting wool.
That's so cute. I love that. And so you did this. Did you have prior like sculpting skills, or were you just like, let me just see how I can make her?
Yeah. I feel like I've been an artist. I call myself an artist, but I'm like I don't have a discipline in one thing or the other. I really try to do as much as I can.
Sure,
anything.
I get that.
Just, I love sculpting. I've worked with polymer clay. Like, a lot of this was like art supplies I honestly just had available at my house. I had a phase where I was into like wool felting.
Okay.
So I just had a bunch.
So you're like, all these things that I know I can put together to make this.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love that. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh. And so how long did this take you?
So, making all the characters definitely depended. Since she actually had to be somewhat mobile, she does have some wire armature within her to make her arms movable a little bit.
Okay.
And that was, wire hands. And she probably took about a day or so to make. Made her, painted up her, features a little more. I actually crocheted her little sweater.
Oh my gosh, of course you did. That's awesome.
And I really think it like adds, you know, to how real her outfit is. It's actually a little miniature sweater, you know.
I love that. And so so you made this first and then you were like, let me make this?
Yeah. So actually, when I first came up with this idea, I was, you know, again in school, and I was trying to think of a final project. And I kind of made a short, and I'm like, it was just really rushed. It was very last second, and it was very smaller scale. And that's where you see the first iteration of her. She's very tiny, no fabric. She's just all polymer clay. So
Yeah.
definitely a little bit more stiff. And so kind of scrapped that idea. I was like, I'll just do something else. But when I took my final classes, I was like, I need like one big finale kind of for school. And so I chose to really go all out and really, you know, focus on the details when it came to all the characters.
Yeah, I think that the details really play. And yes, and you guys will see all these other characters too. So tell me about your like filmmaking. Why? You know, why are you a filmmaker? Why do you feel like you need to create this or anything else? And I know you're working on something new right now.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that too. So, but just tell me kind of why you even got into this in the first place.
Yeah. You know, I first moved to Albuquerque about 9 years ago now.
Oh, okay. Where are you from?
Santa Fe. So not far.
Not far. Right? Oh, that's right. I did read it in your bio. That's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm from Santa Fe, and I grew up, you know, it's very Hispanic city, you know.
Yeah.
It's very small, and, you know, I'm Hispanic, and I was trained in traditional Spanish art. So, like, Santero work, so retablos, bultos, so, like, knowing a lot of the saints, making stuff the traditional way with natural pigments and all that. And while I loved it, there's such a discipline to that, and I've loved always creating art. So, you know, I don't know, maybe just coming from a smaller city, even though Santa Fe is not super small, I wanted to be an artist, but I didn't see how I could do something large scale that wasn't painting. And so when I first moved here, you know, I went to school for psychology for a couple of years.
Oh, wow. Which I imagine helps in filmmaking, to be honest.
Definitely, totally. I mean, I think that helps with, like, the character, you know, really thinking motivations.
And also probably directing actors. I don't know if you've had any experience in that, but I'm sure psychology, I could see it playing a big hand in that.
Definitely. I think it allows you to, like, really interact with actors on a more, instead of just a bossing level, being able to connect with them. You know.
And that's what it is, right? Directing. It's kind of like, it is connection, and it is, you're telling your own story. Like, there's already the written story, and it's like, okay, what can we make together that's adding to the story? So that's pretty cool.
Definitely. And I think I really wanted, like, something, like, I enjoyed the psychology, you know, in school, but I, you know, was thinking, I still want to be an artist. How can I make this, you know, a real thing?
Yeah.
I actually took a few years break from school. You know,
were your parents like okay with that?
As long as I was working, which I was. So
now, as long as you're making money, you can take and do anything you want.
Yeah, they're like, you were gonna come back to the school thing, and so I'm like, all right, I should come back to it, and you know, I was a home health aide for several years.
Oh wow!
And I took care of a elderly couple who were also Hispanic, and it felt like being home.
Okay.
You know, and so when my patient had passed, and I decided to go back to school. I saw film as something that I could do and have a career with, but it also was so intimidating just because it felt so much bigger than I was.
Sure.
But then, you know, going through it and meeting so many wonderful people, you see the community of it all.
Yeah.
And I feel that was something I was really brought up with, is community and caring for each other. So you know, when I'm going through school and making my own projects, I'm thinking, how can I really honor that, like, home within myself, while also continuing to move forward and do something bigger than I initially thought I could ever do.
Yeah, that's so deep. That's so, yes. Totally.
You know,
cool. Yeah. And so now you're here.
Yeah, now we're here.
And so what are some other projects that you've been working on, or maybe, well, this twofold. What are some projects that you're working on, and what projects are you striving to work on?
Yeah. So currently we are about 2 weeks away from shooting my first short film with Dustwave.
Cool.
It's called First Time Sex Pot.
Yes, I've seen all the Instagram posts. It's like very intriguing. So you guys are doing a really good job with the social media.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm having a good time with it. It's very silly, but I love the mysterious kind of air I've given to it just because I want people to be like, oh, this is so goofy when they actually watch it.
Yeah, okay, good. So goofy in like a what kind of goofy way?
So I'll give a small synopsis without kind of like spoiling anything.
Okay.
But it's about a rock star, you know, whose whole persona is based on being kind of this rock star, like sex god type of guy.
Okay.
He's too cool for everyone. And he takes a groupie back to his hotel.
Uh-oh.
Except for, you know, things are about to get, you know, a little steamy. And really, you figure, oh, he has no idea what he's doing.
Oh my gosh. So he's just pretending to be the sex goddess. It's a fake it till you make it type of thing. And then he gets back to the room and he's like, what are we doing? Can we just talk?
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, it's very funny. I think there's, you know, vulnerability there too that a lot of us, I think everyone has experienced, especially in those type of situations.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, it's that imposter syndrome, right? We're all like, can we do it? Can we not do it? Okay, let's just do it. Let's, like I said, fake it till we make it. And then, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't make it.
Sometimes you don't make it, but that's okay because you always learn.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. And what are some? And so you wrote it and you're directing it.
Yeah, I wrote it and I'm directing it. I'm working again with Dustwave. It's a really small crew on this, but I'm very excited to see how it
Who's shooting
out.
it?
So my DP is Nata Aguilar. He's very talented.
Okay.
It's very fun. It's having Kaden Jarjusi as our lead.
Oh my gosh, I love Kaden. Is he still in Albuquerque?
Yeah, currently, yes.
Okay, cool.
Right now he is. I think this might be his last project before
Oh my
goes.
gosh, that's so sad.
I'm so honored he chose to do it,
Yes.
and that this will be his project.
He's a great actor.
I think he's going to do such a good job. Just seeing him in costume, he's fantastic. He's
Yay.
wonderful.
Okay, and who else is in there?
I have Sabrina Falkowski.
Okay, yes.
She's going to be our groupie. She is also very wonderful. She's also helping me produce it.
Oh, okay.
So she's been major help throughout. Yeah.
I love that. So many people here in Albuquerque, you know, we all just do a little bit of everything, like acting and producing and writing and directing and shooting and editing. I mean, I think as independent filmmakers, it's probably really important to learn everything, people. Like, learn it all.
Yes, even I'm still learning, and it's one of those things where I want to learn even more.
Absolutely. That's another thing. Never stop learning, because once you stop learning, it's like, okay, fine, just move on to something else then. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Are you going to be submitting it to any festivals or anything?
I definitely think so. I haven't honestly looked too much into it yet.
Sure.
I'm more involved in I'm ready to get this through.
I totally get that. Even now I'm in post-production of a project and I'm like, I can't even think about festivals. Just the one, dark red horror.
Yes.
And then the rest will kind of fall into place, I'm sure.
Exactly. And I definitely need to find something. I've never have really written comedy or anything. So it's also like, all right, let's see where this goes with this, because it's something I'm very new to in terms of genre.
Are you enjoying writing comedy, or do you think you'll go back to kind of the drama, non-comedy stuff?
I mean, I'm just such a big horror aficionado.
Me too.
It's hard not to go back to what you love. I guess it depends on how this goes. I think because it's such a small project, it was a little easier to do something short, slapsticky a little bit.
Okay.
And I think it'll just kind of depend how this one rolls.
Okay.
You know.
Cool. Well, speaking of horror and dark red, this film that you have here, Brains for Dinner, was a dark red horror selection 2 years ago, I think. Is that right? That's, I think, where I first saw it. And did you win? Did you win something? Short horror film?
No, I didn't win anything. Just was selected. Honestly, you know, as much as I love this, there's times, you know, you look back on a project and you're like, I know I was rushing, or I knew I could have done better. And it's something I would love to revisit at some point is, you know, I have a lot of this stuff somewhere in my house. I would love to really go in.
You can like continue the story of like what she does next or what they do next.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
That's cool. That's exciting too, that you have everything. And I'm just like looking at let's just watch this. Okay. And let's talk a little bit about it. All right. So Make sure that's blank. Yes. Okay, so cute already because you're kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah. It is, I'm going to say it is a little slow at first, but.
I like that it's slow. So, like, look at the set, okay, people? So, Brains for Dinner. She has this whole, like, little... I mean, you just, like, made this, right? Like, that's crazy to me.
It's a little set that we were able to shoot from the outside and the inside, so kind of creating something small. On the sign, you can't see it because I didn't think, and I had made the sign.
This is Butcher.
Yeah, so you can kind of see Butcher, and it's supposed to say Barela's Butcher on it, but the red lights, red font, it didn't mix. One of those things, you know, you learn as you go.
Right, absolutely. And that is filmmaking, learning as we go. And that is okay. I love it. Look at this detail, like the brick. It's so like an old butcher place.
Definitely.
I love that. I love the little sounds.
I was really hoping people would be able to pick up that. I feel like she kind of gives snail a bit.
Yeah, I could see that. Look at these. Look at this guy. So you made this guy too?
Yeah. So here's my little vampire. His, I think, has to be one of the more simple designs in the sense that his body really, I did, also crochet his outfit. But underneath, it's honestly a big piece of tinfoil.
Oh,
because
wow.
I was running out of time. So I rather focus the details on his face as we weren't going to see his body anyway.
I think that's perfect. And look at all this. Look at the little sodas over here. It's so cute. Look at what is this? Like a little medicine bottle? I don't know.
Yeah, lots of little herbs and spice. There's posters on the wall, which I wish I kind of got a little bit better footage of because they're all detailed and have like.
Are they? Maybe I can see them in some of the photos that you sent me. Look at the butcher. Did you make this too?
I did. I kind of was going for a Joey Ramone type, like skeleton guy.
Oh.
He's a little shinier than I would have liked, but you know.
Well, he's sweaty.
Yeah.
He's been butching.
Yeah.
Look at this. Your little poster, you can tell, has like some, I think, cuts of meat, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I love this. I remember the first time I watched this, I was just like, who made this? Let me find her. Look at her. Okay, let me go back for a quick second. So I like that he's like, so you see him and automatically, I was thinking like, okay, this woman's like in a bad area. She needs to be careful. But then you see him looking at her like she's the bad. He's like, oh, what's she doing?
Yeah. That's definitely something I wanted to show that she was a little bit of an outlier here.
I like that. Oh my God, look at that. Brains. I love this. So cute.
I do love this little sequence. I think honestly that was my favorite, just frying the brains.
And look at this. I mean, so what is this? Did you make this or is this like a little doll set thing?
This is like a dollhouse set.
Okay.
So I actually purchased this dollhouse, which is really cool because each thing was, you could, like the walls, you all had to take apart. So you could definitely take down a wall certain sets and kind of film from different angles.
Like little miniature sets. And I'm sure you still have this and you can make anything now.
It is. When it first came, it was, definitely very old. It's probably from like the 60s or something. Wow. So I redid the floors, the wallpaper.
Look at that.
Purchased new furniture. I think I even put like fake grass outside. Not that you can see much of it. But little things here and there that try to make it feel like it was her house.
Is this reminiscence of anybody else's house that you know personally? Were you basing it off something or someone?
I think when I was going through like furniture and everything, a lot of this is, I think, just part of it is probably my great grandma, and then the other part just older Hispanic people, like family friends you visit.
Sure.
Especially I think Santa Fe and northern New Mexico, it can be a little bit stuck in the past, so some houses very much have a 70s 80s feel to them,
for sure,
even still now.
Yeah.
So and when you're growing up in that, it's just very nostalgic, even if I'm a 90s baby, so I wasn't alive during the 70s, but,
Mm-hmm.
you have some nostalgia from it just because
Yeah.
that's what you grew up in.
It's what you grew up in. It's home.
Exactly.
I love that, and the little sound that you have. Ah, look at that. So cute.
Her little husband, armless husband.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I had a little bit better photos of him. He ended up looking really gross at the end.
Okay, let's talk about this brain.
Yeah.
How and what? What and how? What is it? How did you make it?
So that is polymer clay. And
Okay.
then I tinted some resin with some red to kind of add like a oozy blood, which I love using resin because it does give that wet look, but you're able to cure it so it's hard. So I'm not having that gross
That's pretty cool.
fake blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyone who's worked in horror and has had to deal with fake blood knows it is the worst.
It's hard, and we actually downstairs in Studio A have a blood stain from our
Yeah.
last shoot that we did, and we just can't get it out.
Yep, that's the thing. It stains everything. It's sticky. It's a mess.
It's a mess. So this is perfect. I love that. And then let's look at husband again. Look at his like little head missing.
Got his head exposed. His eyeball looks very rotten and sticking out. I love him. I love all of them, but I think too, you can tell my characters all have chubby cheeks, and I have very chubby cheeks. It's a family thing.
I think I'm Mexican. I know it's Mexican for us for sure.
Exactly.
The chubby cheeks.
I think
So
that's
cute.
definitely part of what, to me, made it really feel like home, It's like reflecting on the people you grow up around.
I know. I love that. Barela. So who?
So MJ is my father.
Okay.
He did help me, kind of get stuff to make this. I was a student, and I was working at the time, but definitely not as much. So he definitely helped me out a little financially.
Thanks, Dad.
And then Jasmine is one of my friends from film school, and she was really into set design and set building. So she actually helped me build the butcher shop because we built that one from scrap and doing the walls, and it definitely took a minute.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Definitely appreciate her helping me with that.
Thank you, Jasmine. Is that everybody? Wow, just you three, or really just you two?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, that was so cool. So we were talking a little bit earlier that maybe you're thinking of doing it differently, or maybe continuing it, or what do you really think you'd want to do with that?
I almost want to go back and even redo this, but just expand it. This is under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I would love to make even something closer to 15 minutes.
Okay.
I really, when I was, conceptualizing it and drawing out ideas, there was a lot that I was thinking of wanting to do, but just couldn't fit in that time frame.
Okay, I see.
It was a school project, so there are like some limitations in terms of time and resources and everything. So we did have to keep it like under 2 minutes. So like a lot of it I did kind of cut back on.
Okay.
So I'd love to have more monsters. I would love to have even more details.
Like this whole world. That'd be so fun.
Yes, I would love that.
That's so cool. Okay, so tell me, what kind of form of filmmaking is this? Is this claymation? Is this stop motion? Is this animation? What is it?
I guess it's just stop motion.
Okay.
The characters, while they're initially made with clay, they are rigid. So there's, you don't see too much facial movements or anything. So it really was me and a camera just click, move, click, move. Definitely was a process.
That is insane. Can I just watch it again while we keep talking?
Yeah.
So you're literally taking a photo and moving, a photo and moving. And how many photos did you take? Do you know?
Over 500 easily.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think
so. Okay, wait. So this like little pan down. What is that also? Click, pan, click.
Yeah, I wanted it to look fluid. I do get I try to be a little nitpicky with certain things, and so I could have panned down, but I'm like, it wouldn't match the frame rate exactly. I literally just took the camera and just, again, it's just like one of those things. I wanted the camera movement, and you know.
That is insane. And so, were there what are the major frustrations of doing a piece like this where you're taking a billion photos and moving every single time? Like, what are some of the things that can go wrong?
It's funny you say that because there's a scene over here we're about to approach where there was something that went wrong and I kind of had to fix it in post.
Okay.
And for me, it's something that bothers me to no end.
Okay.
And it's when she's tapping here.
Okay.
She just kind of lifts instead of reaching her hand out and tapping. In my original one, I did have a separate hand reach and tap the glass, and it looked a lot better.
Let's see that again.
The issue was that, you know, as you're shooting, sometimes as you're taking photos, you don't, until you go back and look at the footage, do you see?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do it the way I wanted the action to be, and it's really hard to recreate something.
Oh my gosh.
That is so slightly
perfect.
moved
Yeah.
here, you know, you're gonna tell. So for that one, it really was, you know, I really wish I had more time to make the hand separately and tap the glass like that, you know.
That's cool. But that's cool though. Like, I don't know. It's crazy that, so to me, I didn't even notice that, but of course you made it. So of course that's going to be on your mind. So, okay, per sequence, are you reviewing the footage? Like, okay, I just shot this sweet sequence before I move anybody. Let me watch it over. Or are you just kind of going through it?
Definitely, like for each like kind of like scene, I definitely would stop and like all right, let me go through. And a lot of the times it was like going through and then holding the button down to see the fluid motion.
Oh, okay.
To making sure it was fluid enough. The other thing is if you move it too forward, you know, it's too choppy. But if you don't move it enough, then it's too slow. You're adding too many frames. Again, I don't have any kind of training in animation.
Sure, you're just like, let me just do this.
So it's a lot of trial and error and trying to go and review your work as you're doing it. And, you know.
And so then you put all your photos in an editing software?
Yes.
Okay, and you were just like, okay, let's go through them and let's make this. And then you did all the like, coloring and all that stuff on editing softwares where?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I did it very basic. I think at the time I didn't really have the money to do a full like Adobe Premiere like setup, and I didn't have the computer for it.
Okay.
So I ended up actually editing on my iPad with Adobe Rush.
Oh, okay.
So it's very generic. Even the titles, I'm like, I would have done the titles like this. You know.
Sure.
It's one of those things. More resources, more time,
sure,
more knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this film really stuck out to me because I was like, first of all, here in Albuquerque, I haven't seen too many stop motion films, right? Second of all, I was like, look at this attention to detail of all of these props and all of these things. Like, to me, that's what filmmaking is. It is making your props. It is that indie filmmaking, you know, making your props, making your set, building this world where people can feel like I'm in it, right? And so that's exactly how I felt when I watched this. I was like, I'm in it, even though it's only, a minute and a half? Is it? No, it's longer than that. Yeah, no, a minute and a half. I was like, I remembered it. You know what I mean? Like, I saw you like a year later, and I was like, you're the one that made that video, right?
That blew me away, honestly. And I've actually had a few people have been like, didn't you do this? And things that I've already forgotten about. And I'm like, wow, that really made an impact on people. And that I think is wonderful. I want my art to do that.
Exactly, right? That's what we all want as artists, as creatives. So anyways, you definitely did that to me. So thank you so much for letting me have you on the show. Is there anything else that you want to add, talk about?
I don't think so. I mean, I just had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having me. I want to hope that any future projects, I want to have that impact on other people.
Yes.
I'm, New Mexican through and through. And I want to really showcase that in my art. And, I really want to have a good, I want all artists here to be able to put that into their stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important for us as a small film community to continue to keep our community going. So I think that's exactly what you're doing, and it shows in your work, and I'm so excited to see Sex Pot.
Yeah.
Yay! And good luck on your shoot.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.